about people from New York coming here and potentially spreading the virus.
And starting tomorrow, Governor Gina Raimondo has ordered the National Guard to go door to door in coastal communities looking for people from New York. And today, state troopers began pulling drivers over if they have New York license plates. Eyewitness News reporter Rob Nesbitt spoke with one of those drivers. He's here now with the new details.
A mandatory checkpoint has been set up here on Interstate 95 in Hopkinton, where all drivers from New York are required to stop and register themselves with the National Guard if they plan on staying in Rhode Island. As you drive into Rhode Island from Connecticut on Interstate 95, you'll read this traffic sign telling New Yorkers to stop.
I'm like, oh boy, here we go.
Tara Copey drove up from Staten Island to pick up a new puppy for her family. She was given a packet by the National Guard
That 14-day rule,
saying that New Yorkers are required to quarantine for 14 days if they plan on staying in the Ocean State.
I feel bad that New York is getting such a bad rap sheet when it's really all over the place.
The ACLU of Rhode Island called the order by Governor Raimondo unconstitutional, a claim she disputed Friday, saying it's what needs to be done with New York City just 180 miles away.
It's consistent with all the guidance we're getting from the federal government and from experts, and it's what I know to be necessary in order to keep Rhode Islanders safe.
Some New Yorkers, like Michael Chavone, traveled to Rhode Island from New York City before the governor's announcement.
It made sense to get out of there while I could.
He still plans on self-quarantining for 14 days while staying at his parents' house in Providence, and understands why others from New York City would be traveling north to quarantine.
In New York, there were already problems with getting basic supplies at the grocery store a few weeks ago, and I only foresaw that getting much more difficult.
Starting Saturday, the National Guard will be doing the same work, but going door to door. Governor Raimondo says that will be happening in Rhode Island's coastal communities, where those staying from New York will be asked to quarantine for 14 days. In Hopkinton, I'm Rob Nesbitt, Eyewitness News.
New at noon today, Louisville Mayor Greg Fisher says this afternoon you'll start seeing something a bit different outside of hospitals in Jefferson County. Mayor Fisher says this afternoon local law enforcement officers and National Guard soldiers will be stationed outside hospitals in preparation for them to get busier in the coming days. He says this is after Governor Beshear earlier this week asked both law enforcement and the National Guard to have a presence at hospitals across the state. This is a developing story, and we'll have more later today on WHAS starting at 4 o'clock.
Situation for people who have loved ones at that nursing home.
Scary indeed, Emily. What a difference 24 hours makes. This time last night, families of these residents were told there was nothing to worry about, that there are only 2 cases and those people had quarantined themselves. But since then, they've evacuated 24 residents and they have sent in the National Guard. Welcome to the front line in Tennessee's fight against the coronavirus.
There was ambulances, police, everybody.
Late Friday night, an armada of ambulances evacuated 24 nursing home residents that either tested positive for COVID-19 or were showing symptoms. All the while, many family members were literally left in the dark.
This was pure chaos. It was immediately overwhelming. You know, you couldn't find out anything. You didn't know where your loved one was at.
Now health officials aren't taking any more chances. Our camera was rolling as Tennessee National Guard members traded camo for hazmat gear to help the Sumner County Health Department test both residents and staff members for COVID-19.
And I don't know to what degree she understands all of this, because it's a circus.
Initially, Jamie Vinson was told her mother wouldn't be tested because she didn't have any symptoms.
Because my mom sat with the first diagnosed patient. They literally sat outside her room every day.
She's relieved that has now changed. Still, Jamie and her husband are frustrated by a breakdown in communication.
Had to get kind of stern, because at first I was just told, the nurses are making rounds, they can't talk to you right now. No, somebody's going to talk to me.
Ralph Wagner wishes there was more he could do for his father.
I thought about bringing them home, but I can't do that with everything going on now.
Just 2 examples of families on the out.
This is in Tennessee. It's in Louisville. It's Rhode Island. It's everywhere around New York. It's in all the states. And as you can see, this says they traded in their camouflage for their hazmat suits. They're taking people out of the nursing home. Wasn't even informing the family of what they done with them. If you don't even have to test positive. If you have any symptoms, that means you could have a cough, you could have a fever, you could have a problem breathing. Any of these symptoms, they're taking these people out.
Outside looking in, as their loved ones are caught in the midst of a battle with no end in sight.
There's still people getting out, but people need to start watching.
Now, the Sumner County Health Department has decided they will be testing every single person that has been inside this facility. That includes workers and residents. And if any staff members happen to be off today, there's actually another location where they're being tested. My colleague Sina Saleem has more on that in just a minute. But for now, live in Gallatin, Chris Davis, News Channel 5.
Income requirement. The building is currently shut down. We will have more on the situation there coming up tonight on News Channel 5 at 10. Now to the breaking news. Another round of evacuations are expected at a Gallatin nursing home after a COVID-19 outbreak at the facility.
So basically this woman said after what we just saw, they came in and they took out people, and she just said that they had to go in and get 17 more people out, and they are literally, if you will look it up and do your own research, they are going to nursing homes and taking a lot of the people out of the nursing homes. So what are they okay, so they shut the schools down and they go to the nursing homes. They're going door to door testing every family member. If you even have a symptom, they're taking you out. They done said they'll take you out, and they said take you out and put you in quarantine. But those of us who are awake know what's really going on, and I'm just saying we all need to pray for each other. And this is a horrible time right now, and I'm trying to keep everyone posted on everything. Going door to door, they claim it's the best way, and we know what door to door means. And if you know it, if you've been awake or know anything about the military and the National Guard and all the stuff they've been setting up for this time, guys, stay awake. Try to wake other people up. You know, just try to spread the news, or at least try to help someone and lead them to the Lord. Right now, we are at the beginning of the end of times. We are actually more towards the end than the beginning, but we are reaching that time of the end days. All the signs are here, and the depopulation, and if you look into it and you find out all about the COVID-19 and what it means, and actually what the name COVID-19 actually stands for, and then you look into, you know, who patented it, who owns it, all the patents affiliated with it, who's affiliated with the vaccinations. Guys, this gets very deep. They're all trying to scare you into getting a vaccination. Hashtag no vaccines. And please, guys, don't think I'm trying to get people not to get vaccinated so they can get the coronavirus. That is not it at all. They're pushing everyone, scaring them. They're saying there's no food, there's nothing, and, you know, they're scaring people so bad that people are running out and getting as much as they can. Now, here in Tennessee, you cannot be out. You cannot be out driving at all. You're not even supposed to be out during the day because it is a strict indoor order. So for people like me and Logan who are homeless, that's something that they look for. And like I've said before, we have seen them come in and take, you know, people. They didn't ask for their IDs or search them. They just got out with guns drawn, made them lay on their stomach, came up, cuffed them, and put them all in the back of cop cars. And let me tell you, it's not just that. If you also noticed in one of the clips I showed you, it doesn't just say military on it. They claim the military was here to just do wellness checks and go door to door. They were not to be doing any kind of lawful actions or help the police or anything like that. But on the back of their vest it says military police. So everyone needs to wake up and realize we are in a police state. We have been in a martial law state for a while. You can try to state your rights, but ever since Obama signed the Obamacare bill, one of the things that was in it, if people read it and was smart enough to read it when it was online and I read it, one of the things that they have implemented and that they have continued to keep it in there all the way up until now is at any moment in time, if they want to, they can take you They can take possession of you, your home, your property, your kids, your vehicle, anything, your food, your weapons, whatever they want. Because guess what, guys? They think they own us. And they don't want us to know that, know what they're up to. A lot of us know what they're up to. And right now with the stay-at-home orders, a lot of people are looking into things, and a lot of people are starting to wake up. And a lot of people are looking at this as a bad thing, but I've seen so many people wake up, and it is just wonderful to see people waking up. It's hard, though, not having a home to stay in for an indoor order because if they see you out, especially us, we have a little cart that we have a little cart, so you can totally tell we're homeless. So we kind of stick out like a sore thumb. But they're picking up the homeless. They're going to the nursing homes or the assisted living homes. They're shutting the schools down. Some people are even saying they're shutting them down until next year, and they said that they might have to, I forgot where exactly it was, but someone had told me that their teacher had told them to go ahead and they're going to have to go ahead and set up online schooling for the next schooling year. So I don't remember exactly where that was, but everybody just keep praying and keep praying. We have seen a lot of school buses out, but the school buses, what they're saying they're doing is they're going and getting breakfast and taking it to the kids who need it, and they're going and getting lunch and taking it to the kids who need it. So that's why we're seeing school buses when there's no school in session. But at the same time, they have an explanation for this. But they could also be using the school buses to transport some people that they are deeming as having a positive reading to the test, or just the symptoms. And it could be flu-like symptoms. It could be a cold symptom. It could be any type of symptom, coughing, a fever, hard to breathe, just little things. It says if they show any symptoms, they are taking them. So everybody, stay close with your family. Keep praying. Lift all your friends up in prayers. And just remember me and Logan in prayer too, because I don't think me and Logan is going to be around much longer, just because we stick out like a sore thumb outside. They're saying it'll go on until the 30th, but I think it could go on a lot longer, and me and Logan are nowhere near prepared for nothing like that.